Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to cover a really important video for a lot of you guys, and it's going to answer questions like when to sell and how to not lose coins on your team. I know right now we are in what I like to call market crash 22, where the market's as cheap as we've ever seen any start to new FIFA, and a lot of you guys are probably losing coins on your team or struggling to trade. So I'll talk about a few ways to navigate that and hopefully save you guys some coins or even make you some coins along the way. If you guys enjoy today's video, just like the video and feel free to subscribe if you're new here.
Do I need to be liked? Absolutely not. I like to be liked. I enjoy being liked. I have to be liked.
So first, I kind of like to start each video with what we're seeing on the market and what we're seeing on the game. We got a player of the month, Ronaldo, SBC, just yesterday, I believe, and he's super expensive, and it's not an SBC I would recommend doing. I think he has 26 total squads, and to tie up 2.2 million coins this early is just way too much for me. He's a fantastic card, but we all know it's Ronaldo, and EA love Ronaldo. He's going to get more special cards all year. Regarding SBCs, my main tip is to kind of just be really picky about what you do, because you can never get those coins back. And yes, Ronaldo is meta and he'll stay meta for a while, but you might want to get his ones to watch. And for me personally, if I was thinking about doing the SBC, I would just pay 500k more for the ones to watch, because he can get upgraded throughout the year and you can sell him, right? You don't have to play with him all year if you want to change up your team. So it was a little too pricey. We did see some interesting movement on the market because of this, and kind of what happened was people noticed that Ronaldo came out and they were anticipating it, and people kind of rushed off to go buy high rated cards, and it was kind of a newbie type thing to do, and beginner's mistake, you could say, because he was like, Kane was like 27k for example, and he came crashing back down, and people expected high rated fodder to go up. But the issue with Ronaldo is that, and I'm sure you guys can relate to this, is he costs 2.2 million coins and we're like a week into the game. The amount of people who are going to do him are really few and far between, and it's not going to be enough to lift the whole fodder market, okay? Now, moving on a little bit, I kind of wanted to talk about some cards we're seeing dropping and why, and how to navigate this when you buy your team. Lacroix, and I used to call this Lacroix because we have a drink here. I'm American, long story short, Americans don't know anything about pronunciations.
Now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation, the beginnings.
So Lacroix, as the French would say, is coming down in price heavily, and I wanted to use him as an example because he's super duper meta and he's great in game. You even see some pro players using him, so fantastic card, right? You're seeing he was about 40 to 45k just like 10 days ago, and now he is halved in value. So if you bought Lacroix around 45k, you're already losing 20k on him. Don't worry, some other people are in the same boat if that's you, and even on Thursday he was close to 30k. But what's happening with these cards, and I have talked about this previously, what's happening with these cards who are under like 30 to 50k in value and under 82 rated is they are going to get packed every single day, and a lot every single day, because we have those preview packs, which I recently talked about. People are checking them, and if they see Lacroix in it, they're going to open it and make a profit. But with so many people doing that every day, he's going to get supplied a lot. A card like Lacroix is only going to lose value with time. At some point this year, and it could be in a week, could be in 2 weeks, could be a month, you'll see this card underneath 5k for sure. This is the type of card that is going to lose some value. Here's another example, and this is a card to me that is just stunning, because at the start of the year, based on FIFA 21, based off supply, based off pack weights, there's a lot of things that had changed, but I would assume this Militao held price decently because he's one of the best center backs in La Liga. He's got the Mendy link, but he as well has already nearly halved in value in 10 days, and he's a card that's going to keep trending down. Again, you'll probably see this Militao around 10k within the next few weeks or even a month, but that's a card that's going to lose value with time. He's just too low rated and he's getting packed too much. There is simply more supply than demand on a card like that. Lastly, here I'll cover one of my favorite examples because it's crazy. Renato peaked at like 26k a few days ago, and he's incredible in game. If you guys have used this Renato, he was worth like 25k at the time, in my opinion. I did try him out, I sold him on, but he's an incredible card in game. He is down like 20k already. This is a card you're gonna see in around like 1 to 2k in a month, no problem. And these type of players just can't retain their value through all that supply, no matter how meta they are. So it's something to be aware of. Now you might be asking me, Jake, how do I go about not losing coins on my team now? Those cards are meta, I wanted to use them. I still want to use good cards, but I don't want to lose a lot of coins. You have a few different options, and one of my favorites is playing with Team of the Weeks that are out of packs. I'm looking at Team of the Week 1 here. It's really a rare team, and these type of cards are going to retain or even go up in value over time. Inform Vinny is a great example, right? He started so cheap just because he was so rare and no one had a lot of coins early on, but he's been continuously trending up. Pros really like this card. He's quick on the ball, but if you buy a card like this, it would take a lot for him to drop. Sure, there's always the potential of EA dropping like a left wing SBC and a lot of people substituting him out, but there's always that risk. Informs are just going to be a little bit more safe. Sar, he's held like a 40 to 45k value on PS at least for like the last week. His value retention is just really high, so if you want a right mid or a right wing and you don't want to lose coins, that's a good route to take. Team of the week 2 is another perfect example of this. Barella, you guys might have seen in my last video, I bought him at 75k. He's 115k. He's actually up in value. He got super underpriced in my opinion, and we've had some Serie A SBCs with Pedro and Koulibaly player of the month, but he was just undervalued at that price. So he's another card that if you buy an inform in packs, they're likely naturally going to rise when they're out of packs over time. I wanted to give you guys kind of a live example of that today, and we're going to look at Team of the Week 3 here. And one card that I really like if you're on like a budget squad or just want something safe is I like this Jonathan David. He's a really good card in Ligue 1, and he's like 22k. I can see him retain that price, if not go up. The other one I really like, and I'm not even going to say this guy's name, Shumameni.
Venezuela's by Venezuela's, so Venezuela's.
I don't know what it is. He's got an awesome name. I really like him, cool guy. But he's a nice card. People are saying he's really meta. They're messing around calling him the cheap Conte. You can pretty much buy this card during supply windows at discard, and one, you're not going to lose coins there either way, but two, he might even see an increase in value. If you want to play with some current Team of the Week, Talisca is another one. Foden might be another one if you get him low. I don't love that price right there. Tonali is a great example. This is a great card. Statistically, he actually compares to Conte, and I'm not saying he's as good as Conte by any means, but if you're getting him at like 11, 12k, I don't think you can go wrong there. You're also seeing another perfect example of this with One Swash Hakimi. This is a card I shouted in Discord just 2 days ago, or a day ago, at 300k on PS and 260k on Xbox, and he was floating around there, I think even yesterday or 2 days ago. Let me check it out here. Yeah, he was like 300-ish k yesterday, and he's got a game today, so he's up in price a little bit. But what happened with Hakimi is he got the Wijnaldum SBC as a link, and then he has a game today as well, but he's the best right back in the game is what most people are saying, so you couldn't really go wrong investing in one, and with ones to watches, they're pretty protected as well. Bayern are probably going to win 5 games, in their league. If you buy an Upamecano and throw him in your team, you're going to be relatively safe there. Same thing with Malin, so these type of cards are better to have in your team. Lastly, for those of you guys that are on a pretty high budget, that was kind of a mix of budgets in there. Goretzka and cards like Conte are going to be relatively safe. Mbappe even. Those cards are going to be safe just because right now they're the best cards in their game and respective position. It's hard to gather up 100k this year because you could pack like a Gabriel Jesus who used to sell for like 50k in FIFA 21, and you might only get 2k back from him, right? He's another card that is like halved in value or quartered in value in the last week, so it's kind of hard to build up your coins a little bit, but once you can, people are going to still keep upgrading to Mendy, Goretzka, De Jong, cards like that. So if you're buying cards over 100k in value right now, you're likely not to take a big loss over time, and then the cards under that I would expect to keep dropping. So KDB is a little bit safer, Ronaldo is of course a little bit safer, cards like that. And I think that kind of covered everything I wanted to touch on in today's video. Look to get live cards in your team like ones to watches. Look to get out of pack informs in your team, some higher rated meta cards, and you're going to be relatively safe. If you can, try to avoid cards that are under 82 in rating. They're likely to keep losing value pretty aggressively with time here, and if you're really concerned about losing 100 or 200k in your team, that might be something you want to avoid. We're just getting too much preview pack supply. Pack weight is higher this year than last year's. Just expect those cards to keep getting hammered, and I hope this video helped you today. If it did, drop a like and subscribe if you're new here.
I enjoy being liked.
If you made it this far, just comment an emoji down below. Let's see you watch the whole video. That'd be awesome. Until next time, guys, peace.